Let's be real. You've probably tried to quit pornography and masturbation countless times, but you always seem to fall back into the same trap. It's a super frustrating cycle, right? It messes with your focus, your relationships, and just your overall happiness with life. But here's the thing. This isn't just about breaking some bad habit. It's about unlocking a cheat code to your own success. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why this stuff is so hard to quit, and I'm going to give you a clear framework to finally take back control. So let's just dive right in. You try, you fail, you feel that wave of guilt, and then you try again. Sound familiar? This loop doesn't just waste your time, it's actively holding you back from becoming the person you're meant to be, for yourself, for your family. The truth is, this habit is a direct roadblock to your success. So why is it so ridiculously hard to stop? Well, the answer isn't that you lack willpower. It's actually hardwired into our biology. To really get a handle on this, we have to understand what's going on inside our own brains. This is not a moral failing, I promise you. It's a biological process that sets up this powerful, almost inescapable trap. And it all kicks off with one little chemical.
And that chemical is dopamine. You've probably heard it called the feel-good hormone. Basically, anytime you do something that feels good, your brain squirts out some dopamine. It's like a signal that says, hey, that was awesome, let's definitely do that again. The tricky part is, your brain doesn't care if the activity is actually good or bad for you. It just wants that reward.
Now listen up, because this is the most critical part. The dopamine hit you get from pornography and masturbation is one of the highest levels a human can even experience. On the flip side, you have all these productive habits, like crushing a workout or hitting a huge goal at work. Sure, they feel good, but the dopamine reward? It's not even in the same league. They can never compete. It's like bringing a water pistol to a firefight. And that's exactly how the trap snaps shut. Your brain creates this crazy high new benchmark for what feels rewarding. Suddenly, all those healthy, productive habits feel, well, kind of boring. What makes this so dangerous is how easy it is to get. It costs nothing, and it's available 24/7, right in your pocket. It literally becomes a drug that keeps you stuck, preventing you from ever leveling up. Okay, so how in the world do we break free? The solution starts with a huge mental shift, a total reframing of the problem. You have to realize this isn't just about chasing pleasure, it's about power. It's about where you choose to spend your single most valuable resource, your attention. Seriously, think about it. We live in an attention economy. The companies and people who are winning, think Amazon, think Elon Musk, they're the ones who have captured our attention. Every time you give in to these urges, you are willingly handing over your power, your most valuable asset, and you're getting absolutely nothing of real value back. Your life stock goes down while someone else's goes up.
This really boils down to two different mindsets. You've got the submissive, the person who just gives their attention away to anything. Urges, random online content, a pretty face walking by, and they lose a bit of self-respect every single time. And then you have the dominant. Now hold on, I don't mean dominant in some aggressive, macho way. I mean it in the true sense of being a leader, the person who is in charge of their own life, who consciously decides where their focus goes.
And the cost of staying in that submissive mindset? Man, it is steep. We're talking about constant guilt, and nosedive in your self-confidence, and a total loss of self-respect. It leads to a life that feels kind of empty without a real purpose. And it absolutely destroys your discipline. And without discipline, success in any area of your life, business, fitness, relationships, it's pretty much impossible. Remember that old saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything? Okay, so we've reframed the problem. Now let's start building the path out of it. And this path doesn't start by just fighting the old habit head-on. It starts by replacing it with something way more powerful, a genuine sense of purpose. So step one is you have to add meaning to your own life. No one is going to just hand it to you. You've got to find that thing that's already inside you, that desire to build a business, or get into the best shape of your life, or create something amazing. And you make that your new obsession. Secondly, you have to understand how real attraction actually works. It's not about pickup lines or any of that fake stuff. Real, genuine attraction happens when someone is authentically on their own path, passionately pursuing their purpose.
And let me be crystal clear about this. You absolutely cannot fake it. If you try to build a purpose just to get attention from others, you're doomed to fail from the start. People, and especially women, have like a sixth sense for this stuff. They can spot authenticity versus desperation from a mile away. But when you do it for you, the right people, friends, partners, mentors, they will naturally be drawn to you in your journey.
So, once you've started that internal work, once you've found your purpose, it's time to deal with the outside world.
You have to actively clean up your environment and get rid of all the triggers that are designed to pull you right back into that old, destructive cycle.
This detox basically happens in two places. First, the virtual world. You need to curate your social media feeds like a museum director. Unfollow every single account that triggers you. Then, go follow pages and hashtags that are all about your new purpose. Flood your feed with positivity and inspiration. Second is the physical world. And this is a big one. Make a conscious decision to stop staring at women in a way that makes them uncomfortable. As men, it's our responsibility to make women feel safe and respected. Taking control of your gaze like that is a huge act of power and self-respect. You'll feel like a leader, not just a follower of your lowest urges.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground. The why, the what, and the how. To tie this all together and make it super practical, here is a simple, unforgettable framework to guide your actions every single day. We're going to call it the CSI framework.
It's as simple as CSI. C is for connect. You can't do this alone, man. Find a community of other men who are on the same journey. You need that support and accountability. S is for surrender. Surrender all of your attention to your purpose, your business, your health, your spirituality, whatever it is. Give that thing your total focus instead of all the digital trash out there. And finally, I is for identify. You have to become a detective of your own habits. What are your specific triggers? Is it boredom? Late nights? Taking your phone to the bathroom? You have to know what they are so you can consciously steer clear of them.
So the ultimate goal here, the whole point of this, is to desexualize your brain, to take all that wasted energy, all that wasted attention, and channel it into building the life you actually want to live. This was never just about quitting a bad habit. It's about reclaiming your power, finding your purpose, and finally unlocking the most successful, confident version of yourself. So the question is, are you ready to take control?